Yeah, I mean, take that example, Elliot, around password management. Maybe this is a good thing for Wayne to chime in on. I mean, password management for MSPs is pretty ubiquitous and it's everywhere. A lot of MSPs have it in their stack or it's an add-on, but most MSPs are kind of familiar with having password management. And you were talking earlier about your experience in governance, risk, and compliance, Wayne. I think a question that you get is how many customers experience an MSP? And certainly, I don't think this is a habit for anyone, but it's an observation. How many MSPs are going back to each individual user and saying, hey, you've got like 14 passwords on the breached list and you need to rectify them? Like, if you're not enforcing that those clients are fixing their breached passwords, like that moves away from the tool conversation to a risk conversation, which is governance and assessment. So there seems to be a big gap where we can put in a tool fixing a problem, but not really mature enough to come back and actually solve the real risk. Because we've like, oh, you've got a tool and it's looking after your passwords, but we're still not removing or getting them to change those passwords unless that's a deliberate exercise. So I was hearing what you were saying, Wayne. Do you feel like that trust mark, once it goes broader and obviously gets government involvement, do you see it being like kind of the accreditation to be an electrician or a plumber, where it's like this is table stakes to be in IT?
So the overall goal for the trust mark is for it to become the industry standard. Yes. So it has to, right? I mean, to get there, it's going to require critical mass adoption, and not just in the US, right? This has to be a global initiative because, again, an MSP in Australia is no different than an MSP in New Zealand. Let's just be honest. Or in the US or in the UK or in EU or any other place. I don't care if there's one in Antarctica. It doesn't matter, right? The concepts are still the same for the types of services that the industry itself is providing as a whole back into the economies, whichever economy we're talking about. We've already gone down this path. I'll say it here, right? We've actually applied for the trademark at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. That actually starts the 36-month clock. So how's that, Son? I mean, I
that's
can't
good.
even...
that's. I mean, that you've heard it first, Elliot. You got like a world exclusive.
I know, it's fantastic. Thank you.
Not quite TMZ, but you know what? It's not bad. Like,